you meant to
I walked in
cold
on this.
or?
No, these are
today.
the ones. I'm gonna bake these in the oven.
She's doing the demonstration.
All right, so we got.
I'm sure
On
that's
healthy food options.
I think so. If you do it, then yes.
Like as you heard.
Because I know after
Food
this
to build
month,
your
then
immunity.
Next month is on inflammation.
Right, now after June, but you're not sure if there's gonna be another one.
I use spelt instead of oats because of the nutrients. Okay, so now we're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. I have some organic tomato paste here, which is always right beside the regular tomato paste. So I'm gonna squeeze that in with 3 tablespoons. And see what's in the Bob's Red Mill section. But the spelt flakes, they have them, okay, they're not consistently out. The only place I've seen them consistently is at the Asian Super G market off of Independence. And sometimes Whole Foods and Harris Teeter has carried them. But I typically get mine from
My
Amazon.
juice is really good. I had carrot and apple juice this morning.
Okay.
Well, I'm hoping
Pasta
on
sauce
carrot juice, but like,
basically
yeah, my
with
juice
fruits
is really
because it's a
working out
tropical.
good.
That's a great start. Now you're gonna start getting to the point
Sort of
of
walked in on this.
vegetables.
Yeah, well, you know, my celery juice was good too, you know. I think I need to compost because I'm wasting a lot, you know what I mean?
You definitely need compost, or you need to repurpose that flour that you use. You can make other meals with that, you know.
Well, see, that's taking me a little too fast.
Okay.
And she uses kelp noodles.
Right.
Where'd you get these? Where'd you buy these?
I got those from Whole Foods. I also buy them both on Amazon. All right. So like I said, this is like this whole bag of noodles, 6 calories.
That's
Not
it.
Not that matters. So we're not when you eat healthy, you don't have to count calories, right?
Yeah.
But it's only 6 calories, but it's full of minerals, full of fiber. It's really good for you. So you can literally eat this whole thing and be good. All right. So now it feels soft. It kind of feels springy, but like I said, it will have a little crunch to it. So here's what we do. We use nature's science experiment, right? We just take the juice.
Is that a lemon or orange?
It's a lemon or a lime, anything acidic. I'm gonna use a whole lemon so I don't waste it.
Does it change the flavor of the noodles?
Nope.
Okay.
We're gonna rinse this right on off.
Oh, okay.
We're about to create a chemical reaction.
We're gonna get some smoke too?
That'll be for next week's class. Okay. We got the lemon juice there. Now I'm gonna add like 1 to 2 tablespoons of baking powder or soda. You can do baking powder or baking soda. And if you're over here, you can hear it sizzling, bubbling. And all you do is take your hands and just rub it, and like in your hand, you would just feel the noodle texture changing. And now the little crunch that's in it could throw somebody off, it's totally gone. You can see it's getting lighter, like more clear. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. Okay. They're cooking your noodles. How quick is that?
Wow.
And that's it. And all you gotta do is just rinse them all to get the baking soda off of it, and then we pour our noodles on, and
Pour your sauce on.
pour our sauce on.
Okay. Let me have a spaghetti and meatball.
We're having essentially a raw spaghetti and meatball, if you want to call it that. That's exactly what it's called.
Okay, here's the results.
Second time, but I was telling Amy that I just need to put more seasoning.
Okay,
The second time.
well, this is gonna be a tester,
Bean
because
ball.
not everything was right like it should have been.
So it still was delicious.
A raw noodle,
Okay.
but if you're
This
going to
is
eat something
actually-
raw,
This is actually good. They have like a crunch to
does
it.
it taste
Oh my
tropical?
goodness. It tastes
I
pretty
don't know what to
good.
call it, but
I'm really surprised.
so
This is very
it's
interesting.
really, really, really
Tastes
good.
different.
I just got to get used to
Mm.
it.
Last week, 2 weeks ago with the kelp noodles, the raw sauce, and y'all responded well. So I'm push you here. So we're gonna do these tahini brownies, and like I said, tahini has that natural kind of bitter flavor, but this bitter flavor, to me, works really well in these brownies, okay? So we're gonna make a flax egg, we're actually gonna make 2 flax eggs. And so when we say flax eggs, I take ground flaxseed. And so for 1 table of flaxseed, you use 3 tablespoons of water. So since I use 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, I'm gonna use 6 tablespoons of water. I'm gonna put that in here, I'm gonna let it sit for like 2 minutes, and then it becomes an egg texture. It'll look like an egg with flakes, little flakes in it. Okay.
Oh, so that's really the flax egg.
It's a flax
I
egg.
think I have all these
1
ingredients
tablespoon of
too.
flax seeds, 3 tablespoons of water.
Yes.
Okay.
So this was the unfried rice. I just what it's called. I just walked in late.
So
The veggie unfried rice.
So for each flax egg, flaxseed
This is
absorb
actually pretty tasty.
more liquid than they can hold, like it's thick. So I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Okay, so here we're gonna do our one bowl brownie. I never thought of it. This is actually a flourless recipe, but so we're gonna start with 1 cup of tahini. Now,
Talk about brown
molasses,
sugar.
which is where all the nutrients and minerals are. But brown sugar and white sugar are the same. Just brown sugar has a little bit of molasses in it, and white sugar doesn't. Plus, most white sugar is not even vegan because they make it white instead of bleaching it, so they won't have that taste. They use bones, so charred bones of animals that they put in the spin cycle to make it turn white. So it's a whole thing. There's no nutrients. I mean, it's literally a drug. That's why people are addicted to sugar. I was addicted to sugar. I mean,
Girl, this is a learning lesson. I ain't know any of this stuff, okay?
I don't use white sugar, but I did use up until today brown sugar.
If I use a sugar like this, I would use coconut sugar or date sugar,
Okay.
or maple syrup that we talked about before. I think a little bit more because it's not the proper measuring cup.
What about monk?
Fruit. Monk fruit is, I mean,
It bothers me.
I personally I didn't acquire a taste for it. It had that aftertaste. But when I ate actual monk fruit, it was delicious. But when I had the sugar, maybe it was just because of the, not Monsanto, something close to the brand name. I didn't particularly care for the flavor of that. Yeah, but it's really good because it's very low on the glycemic index. I can't say anything but good things about it. It's like stevia.
Yeah.
You know, a real whole plant
Exactly.
sweet. Maple syrup is not from this country because in the United States, I think it's about 10 years ago now, they are allowed to extract the maple syrup with formaldehyde from the trees, okay? And you don't want grade A, you want grade B or C maple syrup. So the only time in the United States I get maple syrup, there's a local farm, and this is grade B and C maple syrup. And I'll actually let y'all taste it if you want to. It tastes so different.
Find that?
This is literally from a tree, okay? There's no gases, there's none of that. Now, this is expensive. This one bottle is $27, but you don't use that much. So this lasts us quite a while. And when you're using whole fruits, like I use dates, so you don't need all this sugar anyway. So it actually lasts, it's worth it. Which I'm looking, just put a little spoon.
Minimally, I don't pull this out my pantry, okay, put that aside, you can't have it anymore. Because I'm trying to get it right.
It's hard to find maple syrup. Everyone else is
But you'd be surprised. Go to Marshall's.
Yeah.
They carry
No, she's
a
right.
lot of your out of the country, like you say, there's a heat, all that stuff
Yeah.
that's out of the country. I go to Marshall's.
They do.
Really?
Yeah.
They do.
Do you agree you think TJ Maxx does
I go
too?
to one in Cosmo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I just added a quarter cup of maple. I gotta move this to y'all. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I just added a quarter cup of maple syrup. And I'm gonna add a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. And if you wanna keep this even healthier, you can use cacao powder. It's
Yeah.
more bitter, it's raw, it has all its minerals, but
That's
if you
what I
cook
had.
it, then it kind of loses some of those antioxidants, which is still good for you.
Yeah. Oh, hold on one second.
So,
I
like I
got
said,
the
it's
Gastonia
$27, but for me it's worth it, and I love the
Farmers
taste.
Market.
And so you taste maple syrup.
tastes really good.
It's an artificial taste.
Yeah,
You can taste it out.
Look at that and see the difference in.
You did say Gastonia Farmers Market, right?
No, Gastonia Organic
Or
Marketplace.
organic market.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. And so any maple syrup you buy, it should be liquidy like this. If it's that Aunt Jemima crap that's like molasses coming out, that's high fructose corn syrup, and add it. It's just don't buy it. It's not of salt. So this is gray Celtic salt. You use any salt you like. In the middle, the middle will kind of sink it down a little bit. Is what it's supposed to do. And we're gonna put this in a loaf pan. And now with my baking, now I think I told you on my story. In my former life, I was a cellist and a pastry chef. That's what I went to school for. And I'm doing everything opposite of what I learned. But I now bake my baked goods in silicone, so you don't have to freeze it, right? Because we don't need that. We don't need it, okay? And this pops right out. It's very easy to clean. And these are cheap. You guys at Target. I think this is like $10 at Target. Don't hold each of that. I'm pretty sure it's where I got it from. But if you think you need anything sweeter, then you would add a little bit more sweetener here if you felt you needed to be sweeter. But we wanted to have it as not sweet as possible, but still enjoyable. So that's it. We're just gonna pour it in here. We're gonna bake it, and then through the magic of TV, we have some made for you, so you don't have to wait 30 minutes, and you walk and still go to dance class. And you can try to get a whole oil-free day today. We have our natural fat from the tahini, and that's actually less.
Oh my goodness, this brownie is delicious.
So this one pan
It's good.